Right now, sunny skies, but storms are in the forecast. Chris is timing out your chances heading into the work week. Plus, empowering women while advancing the arts. The Weekend Festival helping women find their place in a male-dominated industry.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning. It's 6:30 on June 9th. I'm Maddie O'Neill with meteorologist Chris Reese. How nice is it coming to work with the sun almost coming up? It's warm. It's finally June.
It really is finally June, and it is nice to have that extended daylight. I can certainly tell you that. I felt like a normal person on my way to work. I was like, hey, there's sunlight. But we are tracking at least some showers and thunderstorms throughout the area this morning, Maddie. Not everyone getting wet. For example, my commute, completely dry, but the airport has seen some rain. So we're going to be watching these as we go throughout the morning, timing it all out for you guys. Now, we've watched these showers come in from the south and east, and there is more rain as you work your way towards parts of, say, northern Indiana. But we're also watching a cold front moving in across western Minnesota. The interaction between these two elements of the atmosphere is what's bringing the cloud cover and the rain chances today. But get this, there are some holes in the cloud cover. So some of you may actually see a peak or two of some sunshine today. In fact, we can see a little bit of blue sky from our station camera as you look back towards the west. Again, still light rain being reported at the airport, 64 degrees in Madison right now. As we go throughout the rest of the day, we're going to see the mix of the sun and the clouds along with the spotty showers. So you're going to be playing splash and dash, but not everyone gets wet today. And we'll see those temperatures topping out to the mid-70s this afternoon as well.
All right, not bad. Thank you, Chris. My
pleasure.
A reminder, you can expect some traffic delays if your weekend plans take you on the Beltline. Right now, construction crews are repairing the bridge over Todd Drive, so traffic has been reduced to 2 lanes on the eastbound side of the Beltline from Seminole Highway to Fish Hatchery Road. Because of that project, the on-ramp for the eastbound Beltline at Seminole Highway is closed through 6 o'clock on Monday morning. You may notice a bit more traffic around the Alliant Energy Center this week. Students from all across Wisconsin will be in town for the Wisconsin State FFA Convention, which kicks off tomorrow. This year is a big coming together, too. They're celebrating the convention's 90th year. The event runs through Thursday. The Wisconsin Association of FFA is made up of over 20,000 members and 250 chapters. As cities nationwide are hosting their Pride Month parades this weekend. A panic caused by a mistaken belief that a gun had been fired during a parade in Washington, D.C. sent people running through the streets of the nation's capital overnight. Police say some of the people who ran got minor injuries and 7 people were taken to the hospital. A police commander said that as officers were going toward the scene, a crowd of people were running away from it. Some of those people said there was a man with a gun who had fired shots. One man was taken into police custody and is facing a gun possession charge, but city officials say no shots were fired. Meanwhile, the Virginia Beach community is coming together this weekend to honor the victims of the shooting there May 31st. Participants got together at Mount Trashmore Park Saturday afternoon. The event was free, but they collected donations for the families of the victims.
This is an incredible day for the city to come together. It's amazing with this kind of weather that people would be waiting in line an hour before it started to support the families that were injured in this tragedy. There have been hundreds of people here this morning, children, strollers, all coming together with one purpose, to show their support for the families.
A prayer service was also held for those impacted by the shooting, where 13 people were killed in a city municipal building. President Trump is praising his deal with Mexico that promises a crackdown on illegal immigration. The president is back at the White House this weekend after spending the week in Europe. He tweeted that everyone is very excited about the new deal with Mexico. To avoid a 5% tariff on goods that would have kicked in tomorrow, Mexico has agreed to beef up measures to reduce the number of Central American migrants crossing into the U.S.
Both countries recognized the vital importance of rapidly resolving the humanitarian emergency and security situation.
The president says Mexico will deploy 6,000 troops throughout the country, focusing mainly on its border with Guatemala. Trump also tweeted that Mexico has agreed to immediately begin buying large quantities of agricultural product from our great patriot farmers. Around the state, this weekend marks 35 years since the deadly tornado in Barneveld that devastated an entire Iowa County town. The F5 tornado hit shortly before 1 in the morning, while most violent tornadoes almost never happen that late at night. It killed 9 and injured close to 200 people, and damages exceed $25 million. Barneveld has more than tripled in size since the 1984 twister. Since then, people living there have made improvements to the community, including an expansion of the local library. Madison is playing host to a half Ironman triathlon this morning, welcoming some of the world's best athletes. One of those racers is carrying an important message with him, one he hopes can change lives in our area. Todd Crandall of Ohio has completed dozens of half and full Ironman races. Before that, he was addicted to drugs for 13 years. Now 26 years sober, he spreads the word about his nonprofit, Racing for Recovery, which helps those struggling with addictions find sobriety with a healthy, holistic lifestyle.
You can go from being a hopeless, suicidal, desperate person who's addicted to drugs to living a life that you never thought was possible.
Although it's based in Ohio, Racing for Recovery offers 2 free live-streamed support meetings a week online for those battling addictions and their loved ones. Anyone is welcome to participate. And this morning's Ironman begins at 7 a.m. from Olin Park. The final participant is expected to cross the finish line of the more than 70-mile race around 4:30 this afternoon. City of Madison traffic engineering officials don't expect a big impact on traffic. An annual summer tradition continues on Madison's east side. The 30th annual Marquette Waterfront Festival is bringing hundreds of people to the Yahara River. It's considered the first of many summer festivals on the city's east side. It features live music, food, and proceeds go to local nonprofits.
People have a need, a desire, to celebrate and be a part of something that's greater than themselves. These festivals have a way of doing that.
The festival's boat parade starts at 10 this morning and the music continues all afternoon. More local news now. This week in Wisconsin, a committee vote could come on a $1 billion investment in the UW system. The organization is asking for that money from the state for what it says would help build a strong homebred workforce. UW System President Ray Cross says more than half of the system's buildings are at least 40 years old, some as old as 75. He says if politicians want a strong in-state workforce, it starts with getting quality students and faculty here. Governor Evers proposed giving the UW $1.1 billion for capital projects on UW campuses, but Republicans rejected that entire plan and are now starting from scratch. We're expecting a committee vote again as soon as this week. Women are getting support for their artistic ambitions in a career space largely dominated by men. Co-founders Dr. Eva Ugatrish and Dr. Laura Mediski are directing the 2nd annual Lunart Festival, which seeks to empower female artists. The festival is taking place at the Overture Center and is hosting more than 100 artists from across the country.
Our mission is to support, promote, and celebrate women's creativity in the arts. So we're trying to create a platform when women artists will come, share their voices, and collaborate.
The festival continues today, but the art exhibition Women Against Hate, United by Love will be on display until July 7th. A summer-like weekend continues, but storm chances are back in the forecast too. Here's a live look outside this morning. Chris has your full first alert forecast next. And our tastemaker stops by Alimentari, a downtown deli and market that will satisfy your cravings for Italian food. That's when News 3 Now this morning Sunday returns.
Well, good morning. Some of us waking up to a few spotty showers, and then others of us more so dry going through the morning. But I think we'll keep that spotty shower chance around throughout the day. Here's high-resolution Doppler as we speak, and you do see where some of those showers are. You have a lot of that along the lake shore right now, some of that towards the west. We did have one near the Madison area earlier. That has since actually fizzled out somewhat. More showers and thunderstorms off towards the south and east as well. We're watching that complex over parts of Indiana. Then as you work your way towards the north and west, there's actually a cold front. That is what is going to impact our weather as we go through today and then into tomorrow. That begins to usher in some drier weather for us too. But in the meantime, again, the showers are more so spotty in nature. What was a bit more widespread overnight, not as widespread as of now. Temperature-wise, most of us are into the 60s. There are some upper 50s and even low 70s starting to show up. La Crosse at 71. In Madison, we do sit at 64 degrees right now. And one of the things you may notice on the sky camera behind the graphic there is that there's a little bit of blue sky trying to filter through where it's not actually raining. That's because between the two systems, we actually do have a little bit of hole in, or we have some holes in the cloud cover. The sun is actually able to shine through that. So places like Rochester or the Twin Cities right now could actually be sunny, even though other places such as Milwaukee are more so overcast and cloudy right now. More cloud cover does move in later on as we go through the afternoon and evening. That cold front back towards the west gets closer. That means more chances for some showers and thunderstorms, but then eventually high pressure takes over. So that's what's going to keep us dry as we go into Monday and into Tuesday. Temperature-wise, though, going through the rest of this afternoon, you're going to see them bounce around a little bit, but they're going to hover mainly into the low and mid 70s for highs. Here we are around lunchtime. You see those temperatures around 74. We'll top out at 75 this afternoon. And notice again the spotty shower chances around. So I don't think everyone gets wet today. If you have those outdoor plans, don't cancel the outdoor plans. Run with them, but do know that you may still have to play a little bit of splash and dash. So have an umbrella handy. The cold front comes through later on. We start to dry things on out. Here comes the sunshine into Monday, and then temperatures that are going to be very comfortable into the low 70s. And the clear skies should continue into Tuesday as well. It's beyond Tuesday that things begin to change up for us a little bit. That Tuesday night and the Wednesday rainmaker has trended just a little bit slower. So it's actually possible that Wednesday itself could be a wetter day. We're going to watch that overall and, of course, keep you guys up to date. Temperature-wise this week, we're also going to cool down a little bit. 60s on Wednesday and Thursday, but we do rebound to pleasant weather that's more seasonable for this time of the year by the time we get you towards next weekend.
All right. Thanks so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
Madison's restaurant scene continues to evolve, and you don't always have to do a sit-down dinner to enjoy the variety of food available. This month's Tastemaker features a downtown deli and market whose owners are following in their father's footsteps. Madison Magazine's Andrea Bailing stopped by Alimentari on South Brearley Street to discover the restaurant's history and what it offers.
You know, our main focus was to do Italian products. You know, to do some things that we make ourselves and then import a lot of, you know, really great products that Italy has to offer. So like basically, you know, we have our fresh pasta we make daily. We have a 3-year brown cow Parmigiano Reggiano.
You can just smell that right here.
We have like prosciutto. We make our own tomato sauces. Ooh. We have canned tomatoes where you can make your own at home, wine. And then also for snacks, we have some sandwiches. Stuff like that. You know, we offer really good olive oils and balsamics, pastas, dry pastas. We have an amazing selection of dry pastas.
Yeah. Things that people can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to find anywhere else.
To find it.
Especially the brands we have. They're small producers in Italy that make these pastas. They're fantastic. Like it's a world of difference between $1 a pound to like $5 a pound pasta.
And you go to Italy a lot, right?
Oh yeah, I try to go at least once every couple of years. So I'm going again this year.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna go visit a burrata factory, and we're gonna do a couple butchers and truffle hunting and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
cool. So you must.
I kind of know what I'm talking about. So
you must bring back a lot of influences too. Right?
Yeah, I get a lot of inspiration, and then you make connections with people. So hopefully they can import it to us.
Yeah. And what kind of sandwiches do you have here?
So we have, these are my two favorite. Yeah. So one of my My one creation that I love is the mortadella with aged provolone and like a eggplant salad.
Ooh.
And then we have a spicy supersado, which I think it's everyone's favorite right now.
Is it super spicy?
It's not. It's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
But I think people are just absolutely loving it.
Oh,
so
cool. Do a lot of people come in here for sandwiches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Madison Sourdough does our bread. They do a special Italian sourdough for us.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty great.
Just
so.
for you guys?
Just for us. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And a lot of people coming in for the fresh pasta, right?
Yes. Yeah. The fresh pasta. It's great because people come in and they'll ask like, what should we eat for dinner? So then I just will give them recipes or ideas. So they'll get fresh pasta. They'll get some guanciale.
Yeah.
And they'll make like a carbonara, something like that.
Oh,
it's just,
cool.
it's great.
You can get everything here for an Italian dinner.
Pretty much, except for like we don't have like dairy, fresh meat, stuff like that, you know, or produce.
I see.
So.
But you do prosciutto here too?
Prosciutto, yeah. This is the 2-year San Daniele from a small farmer in northern Italy.
Beautiful.
Really great. It's a little bit savory.
Savory.
Yep. So it's fantastic.
And you slice this really thin, right?
Yeah. So one of our goals too was to do a lot of cured meats and do everything sliced to order. So when you come in, you want a 1/4 pound, which will give you about 12 slices of prosciutto, thinly sliced. That's what we want to do. I was kind of tired of getting all these prepackaged stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of want my own thickness. I want the pick. Maybe I wanted more than 8 ounces or how big the packages are.
Right.
So and I want it fresh off the slab. I wanted it.
And can you taste the difference?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Well, thank you so much for
You're
having
welcome.
us in today.
Yeah, you can have the sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
So
Love one.
eat up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can read more of Andy's review in this month's edition of Madison Magazine. As some of you get ready to head to Sunday Mass, we're heading halfway around the world to get a rare look inside the Vatican and its expansive archives, how you may soon be able to read every word written by every pope and what that would mean for the future of the Catholic Church. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning, Sunday. As millions head to Sunday services at churches around the world, we're getting a rare inside look at the Vatican. A secret archive deep inside the Catholic Church's headquarters catalogs every word written by every pope for more than 1,000 years. Our Seth Doan got a rare inside look and shows us the massive effort to make the documents more accessible.
Deep inside Vatican City lies a bunker holding a remarkable historical record. Millions of church documents, including decrees and correspondence from every pope dating back more than a millennia. Lined up, it'd stretch more than 50 miles, about the length of the Panama Canal. Today, only academics with special permission can access this. Otherwise, it's locked away.
This is the Vatican Secret Archives.
Yes.
Upstairs, Marco Maiorino, a paleographer, one who studies ancient texts, showed us the frescoed room where the archive started. Valuable records, including this papal correspondence from the 13th century, have not been digitized and remain inaccessible for most. It has obscure abbreviations and is handwritten in medieval Latin.
Universaliter. Where is the U, the N, the M?
They're all crunched together.
This is difficult also for human expert.
And even more difficult for a computer, which needs to identify letters to transcribe and make the text searchable. Enter an unlikely group of helpers, hundreds of high schoolers in Rome. What looks like a rudimentary video game is actually a lesson in Latin that students, including Christian Gerini, are teaching the computers.
The program doesn't know which of these letters are an A, a B. So by highlighting them, we can teach the program.
This was your idea? Yes, it was my idea. Yeah.
Paolo Merialdo, a professor at Roma Tre University in Rome, enlisted 600 Italian high school students to help these computers develop this linguistic artificial intelligence.
We are providing a sort of Google Translate for paleographer. A sort of Google Translate for ancient text. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence can democratize these documents, allowing them to be digitized and made accessible beyond the Vatican walls. The technology could also one day be used to decipher ancient manuscripts anywhere.
It's a clash of two very different worlds.
Yes, it's beautiful for us.
Beautiful because if successful, so many more people would be able to explore the ancient writings that surround him.
I can imagine that I stay inside history.
It's like traveling back in time.
It's a time travel, yes.
A journey that high school students and new software are revealing inside the Vatican secret archives. Seth Doan, Vatican City.
There's a full hour of news ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday. Next, we're running through the day's top stories. But first, here's a preview of what's to come on an all-new For the Record.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Neil Heinen. And today on For the Record, we're going to examine the progress and lack of progress being made in efforts to reform the criminal justice system in this state and this country. We'll look at system reform, corrections reform, and post-release and re-entry reforms with three members of Moses, Madison Organizing in Strength, Equality, and Solidarity, Frank Davis, Sister Joan Durst, and Paul Seaman. And that's coming up this morning at 10:30 on News 3 Now.
Right now, from Broadway's biggest night to one of the biggest honors for some of the area's most talented teens, we're getting a sneak peek at the high school performers being showcased at the Overture tonight.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock on June 9th. I'm Maddie O'Neill. We'll get a check on weather with Chris in just a second, but first let's get you caught up on today's headlines. A reminder, you can expect some traffic delays if your weekend plans take you on the Beltline. Right now, construction crews are repairing the bridge over Todd Drive, so traffic has been reduced to 2 lanes on the eastbound side of the Beltline, from Seminole Highway to Fish Hatchery Road. Now, because of that project, the on-ramp for the eastbound Beltline at Seminole Highway is closed through 6 o'clock Monday morning. Looking ahead, you may notice a bit more traffic around the Alliant Energy Center this week. Students from all across Wisconsin will be in town for the Wisconsin State FFA Convention, which kicks off tomorrow. This year is a big coming together, too. They're celebrating the convention's 90th year. The event runs through Thursday. The Wisconsin Association of FFA is made up of more than 20,000 members and 250 chapters. And right now, you can vote on what kind of mural will run alongside the exterior of the Willie Street Co-op's North Side store. The co-op is partnering with Dane Arts Mural Arts to create the project. The 3 mural choices are called Sonder, Cultural Engagement, and Good Things Grow Here. You can vote at the store right now. The last day for voting is June 20th. And once a design is picked, you can help paint too. Now we'll send it over to Chris. It was a beautiful day yesterday. What about today?
Today will be nice in some elements, but we do still have at least some chances for spotty showers. Some of those showing up right now, especially closer towards the lakeshore, up towards the Dells, places such as Marquette getting in on some rain right now. We come down the interstate and look back towards the west, and we do have some showers over towards the Platteville area as well. We've watched a lot of this arrive from the south and east earlier on today, but since it moved in, a lot of that has actually fallen apart somewhat. More showers across parts of Indiana, but we are watching a cold front that's going to be moving in from the north and west as we go into the afternoon. That'll bring an increased chance of showers later on before sweeping all of it out towards the south and east. Between the 2 rain chances, we actually do have some holes in the cloud cover, though. That may allow for at least some peaks of sunshine to filter through. In fact, looking live right now to the west, you can actually see some blue sky in the layers of cloud cover that do exist out there. Temperature-wise, we're comfortable. 65 degrees right now. The rain has ended at the airport. Winds coming out of the east and southeast at 3 miles per hour. Going throughout the rest of the day. Watch how the temperatures gradually continue to come up. We'll top out into the low 70s, but again, we're going to be staying mostly cloudy today, and we can't rule out the spotty showers. Maddie?
Okay, thanks so much, Chris. Madison students get out of school this Wednesday, and once the school year wraps up, a group of teens will be spending their summer afternoons serving food to the homeless downtown. These young people dishing out free food, bottled water, clothes, and toiletries at the top of State Street are from the Boys and Girls Club. The weekly visits started after their custodian, Yuli Williams, retired last fall. Now, he used to be homeless, so after his shift, he would go downtown and hand out sandwiches. One of the teen program directors, Jackie Wells, saw an opportunity to expand on his kindness.
Anything could happen in life that could wind you up in this situation. So I just want them to realize, that there are a lot of people out here less fortunate than them. So they make me proud every week.
If you want to help with the Yuli project, you can drop off food, bottled water, and toiletry donations at the Boys and Girls Club. Meanwhile, the food pantry at the Goodman Community Center is still looking for donations this weekend. The center says food insecurity is at its worst in the summertime. One reason is because families who've been dependent on free and reduced meal programs at their child's school aren't able to access those services. Along with food donations, the Goodman Center is asking people to donate the plastic grocery bags they may have piling up at home. They also need personal hygiene products, household supplies, and diapers.
Just imagine that you don't have a car when you go grocery shopping and you need to carry things on the bus. You're reliant on a 45-minute bus ride one direction to grab your groceries and then hauling it back another time, and maybe you have kids with you as well.
The center is also looking for personal hygiene products, household supplies, and diapers. While some kids associate summer camp with swimming and campfire songs, others are hard at work behind computers. The first Sun Prairie Code Ninjas opened its doors Saturday. Code Ninjas focuses on teaching kids ages 7 to 14 the basics of coding. By playing interactive games, Code Ninjas teaches kids problem solving, math skills, and teamwork, all in preparation for tackling coding, a skill that is similar to learning another language.
They're learning life skills here by doing the coding. I mean, they're learning logic, problem solving. They're learning even math and English. There's a language that's learned with programming that they'll need to know.
Kids interested in learning coding or even just being introduced to it can sign up for the Code Ninjas summer camps or attend weekly sessions throughout the year. More local news now. More than $188,000 will be going toward a good cause thanks to this weekend's More Than Pink Walk. All of that money will stay here in South Central Wisconsin to help women currently undergoing breast cancer treatment along with their families. Saturday's event included an opening ceremony and 45-minute walk, all part of the foundation's goal to reduce the number of breast cancer deaths by 50% by the year 2026.
Why do I walk? Because I'm a survivor. I had a double mastectomy. I am 1 year and 9 months cancer-free. I have a team of 38 people here supporting me.
News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk. If you weren't able to make it out this weekend but would still like to support the walkers' cause, you can donate to them on their team pages on our website, channel3000.com. Tonight is Broadway's biggest night. We're, of course, talking about the Tony Awards. This year's ceremony will be hosted by James Corden, and the most nominated show is Hadestown, a musical take on the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice set in a post-apocalyptic depression. The Tonys start at 7 o'clock right here on News 3 Now. Also tonight, here in Madison, the Jerry Awards will be presented at the Overture, recognizing excellence in high school musicals in the state. Our Michael Bruno went backstage during rehearsals for the Jerrys for a preview.
You're an old pro at being on the Overture Center stage for previous awards. Tell me a little bit about what that experience is like to perform on that stage.
Oh, it's insane. My body, it just like chills all up and down my spine because there's so many people and the crowd is just so supportive in the first place because, people applaud, high schoolers getting up there and, performing in front of a huge group of people. And the whole experience is just breathtaking.
Let them laugh in my face, I don't care, save my place. I'll be there.
The night is young, the skies are clear, and if you wanna go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be on that stage.
Amazing. Looking out and the audience is just so huge and so different from every other stage I've performed on because it's just so much bigger and seeing everything is incredible.
Just look around at the world we're inheriting and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old, that is not a mistake. We'll be making no sir, we'll stay young. Forever give those kids and me the brand new century. And watch what happens.
To perform on the Overture stage is such a unique opportunity because if you really think about it, the chance for high school students to perform in this large of a venue is really hard to come by, and that we get to do that through the Overture Center and with the Jerry Awards. It's such a remarkable experience when you're up there and just seeing all the people out there. It's such a large venue. I've never performed somewhere so large, and you can just tell that everyone out there is so supportive of you and wants you to succeed.
I think the chord will feel natural in context when we go from one song to the next.
And talk to me a little bit about the rehearsal process for the Jerry Awards. How strenuous is that? Are there any difficulties? Is it like so different than rehearsing for just a regular musical?
I personally think that it's 100 times different than rehearsing for a musical, and I just feel like you have such like a, I don't know, maybe an honor for being here. I personally feel very honored that I won the award and that I'm here rehearsing with everyone else who's won all these amazing awards. But like, when the rehearsal process comes, it's just different and scary. Because like, for the musical, I walked into all the rehearsals knowing 90% of the cast. But coming here, you know, I don't know everybody, and so it's different, and I don't know, oh my God, are people gonna like me? Are people gonna think, holy crap, no wonder you got Festa, you're kind of annoying. But I never know. So I do feel that the Jury Awards rehearsals are harder, but definitely they have so much payoff, and it is so much fun.
It's a dream that's coming true when the moon says I love.
Again, the Jury Awards are tonight at the Overture. They are presented twice, first at 3 and then again at 7:30. Tickets are $25 each. Students can get them for $20. Now, if you can't make it, you can watch a live stream from Wisconsin Public Television at WPT.org. Madison Burger Week continues today. The annual citywide celebration showcases the best burgers in town and asks the community to choose their favorites. The event is also a fundraiser for the River Food Pantry. Each participating restaurant will donate $100 to the pantry. Budweiser will donate $1 for every beer sold. For more information, go to madburgerweek.com. Before you head inside to take in the show, you'll want to take advantage of this beautiful weekend weather. Here's a live look outside. Chris has your full first alert forecast next.
Well, we are watching that chance for spotty showers as we go throughout your Sunday, though the whole day will thankfully not be a complete washout. There will still be several dry hours for us, and we're not really looking at severe weather threats at all. Here's Doppler track right now, just showing you where we are watching some of those spotty showers as we speak. You work your way over towards Platteville and the Mississippi River Valley. That's where some of them exist, again, just towards the northeast of the Dells. And then we're watching another cluster of some showers, essentially along and just towards the west of the Lake Michigan lakeshore. But this has been the theme since last night. A lot of this rolled in from the south and east. In fact, as we jump over towards the south and east, we can actually see a larger cluster of showers and thunderstorms. Those have moved northward from Kentucky, now through parts of central Indiana and western Ohio. We'll watch to see just how close that can get to us as we go throughout the day. Back towards the north and west, it's a cold front that's starting to approach. That cold front has some showers and thunderstorms out ahead of that, and that will eventually push through our area as we go through the rest of this evening and into tonight. But in the meantime, again, everything that's out there is spotty. No major heavy rain showers coming down at all, so be mindful of that. As you begin to head out the door, you may want to pack that umbrella just in case you run into those showers. Temperature-wise, we are very, very comfortable out there. Really, it's a mild start. Temperatures are well into the 60s, even some 70s showing up. La Crosse at 70 right now. And then you do have some upper 50s towards the lakeshore. That's where those winds are coming out of the east, right off the lake, just keeping things a little bit cooler. But it warms up quickly once you move away from that lake. Madison, right at 65 right now. We do see those winds coming out of the east and southeast at 3 miles per hour. The humidity at 68%. There's a little bit of moisture to the air, just enough to promote the shower chances that we do see. But between the systems, we actually do have some breaks in the cloud cover. That'll allow for some sunshine at times going through the day, which is, again, while I say it won't be a complete washout, but as that cold front inches ever so close, yes, we'll see the clouds increase again along with that chance for showers, but it's not going to be the most widespread chance of showers you've seen, not by any means at all. High pressure takes over behind that. That will then bring in some sunshine for us as we go into Monday and then into Tuesday before the next rain chance begins to arrive, probably some point into Wednesday. But planning the rest of your Sunday, here we are at lunchtime. We'll see those temperatures in the 70s. Clouds will stick around along with the spotty showers. They'll pick back up somewhat as we go towards the evening. We'll see those highs right around 75. That front pushes on through, and then watch how the sunshine returns as well as we head into Monday. Bad news bears as we head into Wednesday, though. That system that looked like it was going to be a Tuesday night into Wednesday system is trending just a little bit slower. That could mean rain during the day on Wednesday. We'll watch that very closely.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. It sounds like the birds are really enjoying the weather here.
The birds are they're singing their songs. I'm out here joining them. We'll sing a song later.
All right, thanks so much.
No problem.
Well, June is Pride Month, and Tinder is out with a new feature that makes it a little easier to express who you are. The dating app will now allow users to select up to 3 terms that best describe their sexual orientation. Users were previously limited to selecting a preference of men, women, or both, but options are now more varied with choices like pansexual and asexual. Users will not be able to filter by sexual orientation, meaning if a user identifies as a straight man, they could match with a trans woman who is attracted to men. Looking for a weekend getaway, the most popular rental in all of Wisconsin is a house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, and it's now listed on Airbnb. The Still Bend property in Two Rivers is available for $450 a night. But good luck finding an opening. Only 4 days in June and 3 days in August are left for the whole summer. July is completely booked. Good news for us early risers and our daily cup or cups of coffee this week. And a new study shows just how damaging reality TV can be on our mental health. This week's top health stories are just ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
Well, throughout your Sunday, we're going to be watching the clouds along with some of the shower chances here in southern Wisconsin. I don't think everyone gets wet today, but nonetheless, there will be chances for showers around. In the meantime, in Madison, we're mostly cloudy. Temperatures are starting out into the 60s for us. Some 70s are trying to show up. As you do plan your day, again, take the umbrella with you, even though there is a chance you may not need it. It's a splash and dash kind of day, and then we'll see those temperatures topping out around 75 this afternoon. Maddie.
Okay, thanks so much, Chris. Topping this week's health headlines, if you use a daily probiotic supplement, you might want to take a second to look at the label. A new study finds labels on many probiotics do not give consumers the information they need to make an informed purchase. New research from Georgetown University Medical Center examined the labels of 93 different types of probiotics commonly found at drugstores. The study revealed only 33% of the probiotic labels could be linked to health benefits supported by clinical evidence, and many lacked basic information consumers need to make an educated choice.
Often they wouldn't list a dose, they wouldn't list a strain. This is not illegal, but it's just not helpful for people to know if there's evidence or not.
Supplements which do not require FDA approval. Researchers say the best way to know you're getting the probiotic you want is to look for a label that lists the family, species, and strain of the live bacteria. A higher number of strains is not necessarily a good thing. Good news for us early risers. If you're worried about whether too much coffee is bad for your heart, new research suggests your fear may be unfounded. Research funded by the British Heart Foundation suggests drinking up to 25 cups of coffee a day is no worse for your heart than drinking less than a cup each day. Previous studies have suggested that drinking coffee can cause arteries to harden and could lead to a higher risk of heart attack or stroke. A survey says reality TV is fueling young people's anxiety about their bodies. The Mental Health Foundation is reporting that 1 in 4 people aged 18 to 24 say those shows make them worry about their body image. 1 in 7 said they had thoughts about hurting themselves because of those worries. There's a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday. Next, we're running through this morning's top stories, including a safety scare at a pride parade in our nation's capital. What sent people there running? We'll be right back.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's 7:28 on June 9th. I'm Maddie O'Neill. We'll get a check on weather with Chris in just a second, but first, let's get you caught up on today's headlines. A reminder, you can expect some traffic delays if your weekend plans take you on the Beltline. Right now, construction crews are repairing the bridge over Todd Drive, so traffic has been reduced to 2 lanes on the eastbound side of the Beltline from Seminole Highway to Fish Hatchery Road. Because of that project, the on-ramp for the eastbound Beltline at Seminole Highway is closed through 6 o'clock on Monday morning. Looking ahead, you may notice a bit more traffic around the Alliant Energy Center this week. Students from all across Wisconsin will be in town for the Wisconsin State FFA Convention, which kicks off tomorrow. This year is a big coming together, too. They're celebrating the convention's 90th year. The event runs through Thursday. The Wisconsin Association of FFA is made up of more than 20,000 members and 250 chapters. More than $188,000 will go toward a good cause thanks to this weekend's More Than Pink Walk. All of that money will stay here in South Central Wisconsin to help women currently undergoing breast cancer treatment along with their families. Saturday's annual event included an opening ceremony and 45-minute walk, all part of the foundation's goal to reduce the number of breast cancer deaths by 50% by the year 2026. If you weren't able to make it to this weekend's walk but would still like to support the walkers' cause, you can donate to their team pages on our website, channel3000.com. Now, it was a beautiful day for the walk yesterday. Chris, what can we expect for the rest of our Sunday?
Well, as we go through the rest of the Sunday, temperature-wise, we're going to stay comfortable, but we will have to play splash and dash with a little bit of the shower chances out there. Now, we want to start with temperatures right now. A lot of those are into the mid and even the upper 60s. One place at 70, that is La Crosse. In Madison, we're at 65 degrees right now. Those winds coming out of the east and southeast at 3 miles per hour. And we're going to be adding a little bit more moisture to the atmosphere as we go throughout the day. One of the things I do want to point out, though, there are holes in the cloud cover. This is looking back towards the west, and in some spots you can see a little bit of blue sky. But as we've gone through the morning, I've actually watched this cloud cover begin to increase for us just a little bit. That's as we're watching the showers and thunderstorms around the state. In fact, most of this is just shower activity right now, but you do have some showers stretching all the way from La Crosse down towards Platteville, and then you work your way over towards the east. We have some showers around the Dells up towards Marquette, and then another line of showers stretching all the way from just southwest of Milwaukee up towards Fond du Lac in Manitowoc. Now, a lot of these have moved through as we've gone through the morning from the south and east, and they've actually fallen apart somewhat as they've done so. But we have more to watch as we go throughout the day. We're watching a cold front that's going to approach from the north and west. It's going to spark more chances for some showers and thunderstorms before changing the weather pattern again into next week. We'll break that down on Maine Weather. Maddie.
Okay, thanks much, Chris. As cities nationwide are hosting their Pride Month parades this weekend, a panic caused by a mistaken belief that a gun had been fired during a parade in Washington, D.C. sent people running through the streets of the nation's capital overnight. Police say some of the people who ran sustained minor injuries and 7 people were taken to the hospital. A police commander said that as officers were going toward the scene, a crowd of people were running away from it. Some of those people said there was a man with a gun who had fired shots. One man was taken into police custody and is facing a gun possession charge, but city officials say no shots were fired. Meanwhile, the Virginia Beach community is coming together this weekend to honor the victims of the May 31st shooting there. Participants gathered at Mount Trashmore Park Saturday afternoon. The event was free, but they collected donations for families of the victims.
This is an incredible day for the city to come together. It's amazing with this kind of weather that people would be waiting in line an hour before it started to support the families that were injured in this tragedy. There have been hundreds of people here this morning, children, strollers, all coming together with one purpose, to show their support for the family.
A prayer service was also held for those impacted by the shooting, where 13 people were killed in a city municipal building. President Trump is praising his deal with Mexico that promises a crackdown on illegal immigration. The president is back at the White House this weekend after spending the week in Europe. He tweeted that everyone is very excited about the new deal with Mexico. to avoid a 5% tariff on goods that would have kicked in tomorrow. Mexico has agreed to beef up measures to reduce the number of Central American migrants crossing into the U.S.
Both countries recognized the vital importance of rapidly resolving the humanitarian emergency and security situation.
The president says Mexico will deploy 6,000 troops throughout the country, focusing mainly on its border with Guatemala. Trump also tweeted that Mexico has agreed to immediately begin buying large quantities of agricultural product from our great patriot farmers. Around the state, this weekend marks 35 years since the deadly tornado in Barneveld that devastated the entire Iowa County town. The F5 tornado hit shortly before 1 in the morning, while most violent tornadoes almost never happen that late at night. It killed 9 and injured close to 200 people, and damages exceeded $25 million. Barneveld has more than tripled in size since the 1984 twister. Since then, people living there have made improvements to the community, including an expansion of the local library. Madison is playing host to a half Ironman triathlon this morning, welcoming some of the world's best athletes. One of those racers is carrying an important message with him, one he hopes can change lives in our area. Todd Crandall of Ohio has completed dozens of half and full Ironman races. Before that, he was addicted to drugs for 13 years. Now 26 years sober, he spreads the word about his nonprofit Racing for Recovery, which helps those struggling with addictions find sobriety with a healthy, holistic lifestyle.
You can go from being a hopeless, suicidal, desperate person who's addicted to drugs to living a life that you never thought was possible.
Although it's based in Ohio, Racing for Recovery offers 2 free live-streamed support meetings a week online for those battling addictions and their loved ones. Anyone is welcome to participate. And this morning's Ironman begins at 7 a.m. from Olin Park. The final participant is expected to cross the finish line of the more than 70-mile race around 4:30 this afternoon. City of Madison traffic engineering officials don't expect a big impact on traffic. An annual summer tradition continues on Madison's east side. The 30th annual Marquette Waterfront Festival is bringing hundreds of people to the Yahara River. It's considered the first of many summer festivals on the city's east side. It features live music, food, and proceeds go to local nonprofits.
People have a need, a desire, to celebrate and be a part of something that's greater than themselves. These festivals have a way of doing that.
The festival's boat parade starts at 10 this morning, and the music continues all afternoon. More local news now. This week in Wisconsin, a committee vote could come on a $1 billion investment in the UW system. The organization is asking for that money from the state for what it says would help build a strong homebred workforce. UW System President Ray Cross says more than half of the system's buildings are at least 40 years old, some as old as 75. He says if politicians want a strong in-state workforce, it starts with getting quality students and faculty here. Governor Evers proposed giving the UW $1.1 billion for capital projects on UW campuses, but Republicans rejected that entire plan and are now starting from scratch. We're expecting a committee vote again as soon as this week. Women are getting support for their artistic ambitions in a career space largely dominated by men. Co-founders Dr. Eva Ugatresh and Dr. Laura Madisky are directing the 2nd annual Lunart Festival, which seeks to empower female artists. The festival is taking place at the Overture Center and is hosting more than 100 artists from across the country.
Our mission is to support, promote, and celebrate women's creativity in the arts. So we're trying to create a platform when women artists will come, share their voices, and collaborate.
The festival continues today, and the art exhibition, Women Against Hate, United by Love, will be on display until July 7th. Well, the time is 7:37, and June is National Dairy Month. We're celebrating this morning with a Wisconsin favorite. Culver's is in the house. Find out how they help celebrate this month alongside farmers, as well as the special deals you can take advantage of for the next few weeks. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning, Sunday. June is National Dairy Month, and us Wisconsinites love our milk and cheese curds, but most of all, we love our custard. Joining us this morning from Culver's is Robert Russell, General Manager of the shop on Mineral Point Road. Thanks so much for coming in.
You're very welcome.
This
Thanks
is like
for having me.
a dream come true for me, I'm not gonna lie. So let's just get right into it. So
yeah.
I know Culver's, supports a lot of Wisconsin farms.
Yeah.
With ingredients and whatnot. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely, yeah. So June Dairy Month, we're really excited. We owe so much to our America's dairy farmers. Across the menu, we have a ton of options that feature that dairy. Our butter burgers with cheese, our cheese curds. But today I'd kind of like to highlight our custard. Going in the summer months, a nice treat to cool down. So we brought a couple concrete mixers with Reese's peanut butter cup, a chocolate and a vanilla, and then we brought some toppings and mix-ins and some custard. And today I'd love to show you how to make a turtle sundae.
I'm all in. Let's do it.
Awesome, fantastic. So
start with some vanilla.
We'll start with some vanilla custard. We have our fudge and our caramel, pecans and a cherry. So we'll start with some fudge. Can't really have too much of that.
No, that's true. I think I've had so many of these growing up. Turtle sundaes are the best.
They're our signature sundae.
Yep.
Very popular all year round, but especially in the summer months. We'll finish with some pecans. Excuse me. And a crown jewel on the top, our maraschino cherry.
Can't forget the cherry. Cherry on top.
There we go. So, that's our signature turtle sundae. We have all sorts of good options besides just the sundaes in the concrete mixers, shakes, malts, floats, all kinds of wonderful stuff here.
I'm seeing the cheese curds. You probably don't want to put them in the custard. I think I saw an April Fool's joke from you guys.
We did do an April Fool's joke, with custard and curds, and a number of people came in and wanted it, and we're like, well, you can get a dish of custard and some curds, and we'll let you make it yourself. So
why not try it?
Heck yeah. So I'd love to invite you to make your own sundae this morning if you'd like. We have a chocolate
I'm warning you, I'm going to use
vanilla.
about everything. We'll gotta start with chocolate.
That's quite all right.
We'll start with chocolate.
Excellent, excellent. And while you're making that, I'd like to talk about tomorrow. All Culvers in the system are featuring a new flavor of the day. It's creamy lemon crumble.
Ooh, perfectly summery.
Yeah, it features a lemon-flavored custard special blend, crushed sugar cookies, and a delicious lemon drizzle. So if you're out and about tomorrow, please stop into one of our restaurants and help us celebrate June Dairy Month.
That sounds great. Well, thanks so much for coming in, Robert. I'll have to finish this during the break.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you again.
You're very welcome. You have a great day.
You too. Well, it's definitely ice cream eating weather, temperature-wise, at least in south central Wisconsin. But this picture-perfect pool weather can't last forever. You're looking live outside. Chris is back with your full forecast next on News 3 Now this morning. But first, let's take a look at who's 3 today. We've got Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
We are watching the cloud cover increase here in Madison going throughout your Sunday. Eventually, we'll start to see a little bit more in the way of some of those rain chances as well. This is a live look from the station camera. The sky becoming ever so gray out there. Here's what we're tracking right now towards the north of Madison. I mean, we're talking Waunakee up northward as we go through parts of Columbia County and then towards Marquette. That is where we're seeing one line of showers, another one from La Crosse stretching down towards Platteville and Dubuque, and then towards the east we did have a line of showers from about the southwestern suburbs of Milwaukee up towards Fond du Lac. That's starting to fall apart as we speak. But we're also paying attention towards the south and east. We've had some showers and thunderstorms approaching from that direction this morning. That's brought a lot of rain to parts of Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. This is going to continue to move towards the north and east. We will watch just how close that can get to us and any impact it'll have on our weather this afternoon. The next thing we're watching is a cold front. That's going to be moving in from the north and west later. As this moves towards the south and east, it'll bring another chance for some showers and thunderstorms. But in the meantime, what we do have outside right now, folks, again, most of that is rather spotty in nature. Temperatures are comfortable as well. A lot of us into the mid-60s now. Boscobel at 67. La Crosse still at 70. We do sit at 65 here in Madison with those winds coming out of the east and southeast at 3 miles per hour. The humidity, 68%. Once you start to get closer towards 70 with that relative humidity, that's definitely where you become more saturated for some decent rain showers to make it down to the ground. So we're going to be watching that humidity going throughout the day. We're also just going to be watching the interaction between the cloud cover among these two systems. There are actually some holes in the cloud cover as we speak. For example, as you work your way towards Austin, Minnesota, down through Waterloo and Iowa City, things are actually sunny right now, even though you have cloud cover and rain on either side of those locations. But what we're mainly watching is this cold front with a region of high pressure behind it. As this cold front starts to move towards the south and east, that high pressure is going to do the exact same thing. So watch all the clouds that we see out there now, along with the shower chances, eventually get replaced with some sunshine and quiet weather as we move into the upcoming work week. Let's go ahead and plan out your Saturday for your Sunday, folks. 71 as we go towards lunchtime. We'll see those temperatures sticking around in the low 70s going through the afternoon and evening. Once that cold front comes through, the cloud cover sweeps on out with it. This is Monday afternoon. Temperatures will be in the low 70s. Again, plenty of sunshine going through Monday afternoon. We're keeping that sunshine around as we move into Tuesday as well. Unfortunately, Wednesday's rain chances are looking a little bit more prominent. Eventually, we were looking at Tuesday night into Wednesday rain threat, but now it's looking like it's going to come during the day on Wednesday, which is unfortunate. That's the first day out of school for a lot of the kids.
It's my day off, too. I think it might be your day off.
It is my day off. I have outdoor plans, so we'll watch it.
Watch it closely. All right. Thanks so much. When it comes to the tornado outlook, it's been a busy year across the country already. Nearly 550 tornadoes were reported across the country last month alone. The main reason for the increased activity is a perfectly placed jet stream. On the southern side of the jet, storms have had free rein to produce one severe weather event after another throughout the past 2 months. But across Wisconsin, our weather has stayed cool and rainy without much severe weather so far. Many people have been wondering if climate change is partially to blame for the onslaught of tornadoes so far this year.
Whether or not a fractional increase in the water vapor content, a function of the background warming, actually fuels individual or even months of individual storms is something we just don't know very well yet.
That's Professor John Martin from UW-Madison. He says scientists are just beginning to study if there's a relationship between climate change and tornado frequency. In Wisconsin, only one tornado has touched down in 2019, an EF0 outside La Crosse in late May. That is a bit of a late start to the tornado season across the state, but Wisconsin historically has received the most tornadoes during the month of June. So our severe weather season is just getting started. There's more news ahead all day long here at News 3 Now. And then tomorrow morning, join us live from the Capitol, where we're marking a milestone, 100 years since the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. Find out the important role our state played in that process. But first, this morning, a story 80 years in the making. As some of the last grads of the season get ready to flip their tassels this afternoon, meet one of the oldest and boldest among them. We'll be right back. Who doesn't love a story that ends happily, especially one nearly 8 decades in the making? Here's Major Garrett.
Good old days. While recording his life stories earlier this year, 99-year-old Lou Pioli said there was one thing missing, a college degree.
My course was pre-dental, but it didn't end up that way.
In 1942, Pioli was studying to be a dentist at Niagara University in upstate New York when he was drafted into the Army. He asked the draft board chairman to let him finish the semester.
Right away he said, "What do you want, 2 years so you can dash the draft?" Oh boy. I grabbed him by the collar and I pushed him down in his chair. That's the first time I lost my cool.
Pioli served as a trooper in France and flew in military gliders.
But once you're released, you're ready to stand still. And then you start gliding. Fly through the air with the greatest of ease.
After the war, Pioli ended up in the insurance business, but daughter Luann got to thinking a life of service deserved one more honor, an honorary degree. She wrote to Niagara University saying he was proud of his time there and still had his purple freshman tie and beanie. A request like that is hard to refuse. So yesterday, at a special ceremony in Vermont, Pioli got to hold his own diploma, an associate degree hand-delivered by Niagara University's provost.
Overwhelmed, can't get over it.
I'm just so happy that he was able to experience this.
Well, we've got a maybe rainy Sunday, depending where you are.
Yeah, we're going to be watching the shower chances out there. I don't think it's going to be a complete washout, which is certainly some good news. But nonetheless, we will see that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will top out around 75. Here's your pet watch, Smudge in Madison.
Oh, look at that face.
Absolutely beautiful cat right there. Also, what's beautiful is we're making the most of today.
Oh my
so
gosh.
if it wants to rain, we're gonna just bring the ice cream and
anyway.
Yeah, and so we're gonna have a good time and make it a nice summer day.
Just cherries for you.
Just cherries. I'm a simple man when it comes to the ice cream.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta eat our ice cream. Have a great day.